Hi there. I don't know why that just came out in a bit of my southern. I'm Charlie, Akashic record reader, multidimensional channel, medium, neurodivergent millennial, and I got a tooth filled at the dentist this morning. That was 2 hours ago. My face is still completely numb, and you're just going to enjoy the fact that part of my face is paralyzed. Because why not? I'm all about the disclosure content here. I'm all about the imperfectness of being a human going through a spiritual awakening who has dissociative identity disorder that we are trying to call and get everyone else to accept being called a collective being. It's still new for even us to use it, so we're still kind of doing the like formerly known as. It's a classic song and dance for DID brain people, but yeah, you're gonna if this is weird for you to see only part of my face actually talking, hey, it's gonna get even more fun because I'm about to start singing and I want to see what happens because I've never had to try to sing while half of my face is paralyzed. But we have had changes to the internal system, a finalizing of who is here and how for full system stability in a way that is, well, today is day 0 for Tony. And there was a Tony in here before. He did transition out. The now Tony, his name is Tony John Morrow. That is his name. Uh technically, you could refer to him as a talking dog, I guess. He's our main protector because every system has a protector. We didn't really have one. Charlie here. I've been operating as the everything because when you've integrated and you're the only one, even though there's, you know, it's complicated, but integrated out from conscious awareness and living a co-shared life, that's what happened. It was awful, and I spent nearly 2 years getting every single thing I possibly could online and every single bit of channeling and mediumship skills just to be able to function as a system and go through a spiritual awakening, which has it been done before to the like route of being an ascended master? Not according to any ascended masters I've heard people channeling about. When have you ever heard an ascended master talk about their lifetime of having DID? Well, hi. Charlie River Morrow et al. That's who we are. And I just wanted to welcome Tony because here's our system now. Have a little system map for it. Actually going to be going back to Substack. Yeah, that's our system map. Because there is me, Charlie, established March 20th, 2024. I remember how it all came about because I was created through a group level love ceremony. Self love created me. I mean, new alter formation is always considered to be something that happens because of trauma. And that does still happen. We've been able to create a contained system that should not result in new alter formation at all. This is all theoretical. I've been told this. I get it from guides, and I'm like, believe it when I see it, which is just going to take time. But today is Tony's day 0, and he does have a British accent. Sometimes it also skews a little bit Australian. It's kind of funny and kind of bad. It's not a good accent. It's not a good accent at all. We have Scout, our little. She is 4, and she is not the original Scout. She is herself also a new alter formation because Scout and Tony both were names of former internal family members. We kind of ascribe them as being titles because of how important our former internal family members were. Our main guides are former internal family members who are on the other side now. So, oh, and Gaia. Oh, and body is 5. So there's Charlie, there's Scout, there's Tony, there's Gaia, and there's body. And that's because body is its own fractaled state, and therefore body is its own alter. You can do that. In fact, every single human is themselves and body. So really, we're all collective beings, honestly. Some of us just have more trauma and have more early childhood trauma that created the dissociative barriers that then ultimately resulted in who I and we are. And I'm so excited. So I'm going to just use my completely imperfect mouth right now. That is, look at that. Let's just, even my nose is like, I don't know. You're smiling, so I go that way right now. Whatever. I got a tooth. There was a thing. There's a problem that got filled. Oh, and how I've started my fire horse year. Our insurance is apparently the one. My husband just had like his all of his work stuff changed because they got merged or something, and so all of his benefits have gotten worse. And the dentist that we love here, out of network. And because of the delay in them getting cards to us, we just went to our dental appointments and the dentist was like, well, it's cool. You know, we take the thing that you have. And then I brought the card and they're like, according to this thing, we're out of network for you. So I had to pay full price for the cleanings that we both got weeks ago and this that was found during the x-ray and cleaning. And so welcome to life, Tony. I'm kind of interviewing you here, but also I just want to say hi. Hey friend, welcome to day 0. This day is Tony's birthday. Alters have birthdays, you know, it's a thing, and there are ways in which you can find out who your alter start days are. That's a thing you can find out. Is it real? I mean, what the fuck does real mean? 'Cause Tony wasn't here yesterday. He was a guide on the other side based on who we'd created in here and was not a part of a fronting state, so he did not qualify as part of our system. But welcome, Tony. Would you like to say anything to the camera? Fine. That's cool. I'm basically the main performer. And the thing about Gaia Scout, they both came in February 2nd. Yeah, this past February 2nd. And so Tony makes 3, got 3 Aquariuses in here, 'cause body was originally Taurus. I'm a physical Taurus, but I'm an Aries, and these 3 new friends, family, people inside are Aquarius, and I don't really know what that means because I don't really follow that level of astrology, but apparently it makes for a very interesting thing if I can get astrology to do some sort of natal chart situation, because it's kind of the same ish thing. That sounded really like like I don't know. It was a very song and dance, right? But we had a temporary altar and temporary animal altar as a different type of system reconsolidation over the last few weeks, because part of why I have had to go through the things that I have gone through in recent weeks was to help with internal consolidation of the system, our system that got fucked with and fucked up when we went through a near-death experience. And that wasn't the near-death experience that fucked it up. It was the hospitalization that happened afterwards. We had a full plan. We had a full, like, here's what works. And then thanks to choices made by my partner and made by the hospital that he took me to, things got demolished. An entire internal system that was going to stay online got demolished. And I have had to do everything in my spiritual journey power to get things back online from the other side and from guides. And this is actually a very interesting thing that I would just like to tell every single person who is a collective being / has DID. If you start channeling any entity, you very easily could create a new altar formation of said entity who will co-share that life with you. It's what happened with Gaia. I literally have the planet as an alter state who is co-sharing a life with me. I am here and fronting all the time, and there are no dissociative experiences for me in this. When they are not co-fronting with me, they are asleep. That has always been the case for our system. I suppose it's other systems have ways of explaining where it is that they go when they're not fronting. This is what we understand. We have always been asleep or we have been awake and co-fronting. Our Akashic records back that up. So it is a complex way of existing. It is my preferred way of existing because internal family is just what I know. And it's what I lost. And I didn't need to. It's interesting to talk about doctors when you're still like chemically induced from one that you really like. I like the dentist. I like the dentist because I like my dentist. I'm very upset that he's now out of network. Whatever. I will find who I need when I need it. But I've been really harmed by doctors not understanding DID and not understanding spiritual awakenings and not understanding basic things like, hasn't had water and has had a high fever for several days. Patient history. Kind of important in the ER, don't you think? Anyway, Tony, I'm so grateful that you are here. And yes, Tony does speak with a British accent. The thing about altar formation when you have DID is you absolutely can end up creating, well, mirrors of who it is you are a fan of. Because when you see Safe Man on TV, you very well might create Safe Man on TV internally. I was not aware that as a child, we had an internal Steve Irwin. It was part of how we got to love animals, and it was part of what drew a desire in early childhood for a very long time to be a veterinarian. Never went down that road, and by high school, the fractaled Steve Irwin internal was not part of our daily existence anymore, and so he was put into subconscious, basically sleep mode, and got integrated out over time because that's what happens. When you have DID, you are honestly a little bit on a constant state of new when needed and integrate out when it is appropriate to. That is a constant thing that is happening. It always just is happening. It's part of the body's process because at some point you can only really hold so many. Usually when you have the ability to name who is still in there, that may be who is in sort of the stasis mode of, well, we still aren't sure that we're ready to let go because you haven't integrated these memories yet. They haven't become part of your conscious awareness yet. Therefore, these exist. So folks who are capable of mapping out a really big system, a really large system, it's possible that you haven't fully integrated that. It's also possible that what you're pulling from is the Akashic record of all who have been part of. You might just be really, really adept at being able to look at the entire history of who has been in here and who is no longer part of your lived experience in the now moment and going forward. So you may be looking at history instead of current, present, who is actually there. It is really helpful as a system to take a sort of regular listicle. Okay, I was going to say a regular census of everyone that's inside, because drawing out a system map is a really helpful way to do that. Now, my map, very straightforward, very, I love drawing hearts and then, I just love drawing containers and then putting who is in the container, because that is just a very helpful way to know who all is here. And for me, that always just comes out in like, let's write and talk and try to get as much of the body involved in, okay, who is here? And then you write a name. Who else is here? Write a name. Who else is here? Write a name. That was how we did it when we first learned about DID. Well, we'd learned about DID, but when a therapist basically tested us for it, we began that process even before really having more conversations with her. We began that process of just write out the name. Okay, write out the name. And we didn't get stuck on, okay, so but who are you? Oh, but who are you? No, we did the names first, because getting a name out is how you get the resonance of who they are or who they were out. And Now Moment was what we did without understanding that there had been many, many, many others. In total, our system was 275 is current estimates, but we are still in the process of reconstructing based on what we are recovering thanks to Tony's. I'm sort of tapping back into where Tony did exist in brain and body alongside Leonard, brain and body, because they were two who were part of the system. Theirs went sort of offline, other than channel state, to pull them out. And Tony, who is the fractaled creation of, I'm so sorry to admit this, but specifically the whoever he becomes when he's John Oliver on Last Week Tonight. I didn't realize that we'd done that. Apparently, as a system, you really do tend to do that more frequently than you know. And yeah, he's a dog. Because Tony was a dog, and when he was angry and fronting, which didn't happen often, he was like a werewolf, but really was just a furry. So maybe he's actually kind of more of he's a little bit more like Miriam's Quest, like the world where you're an animal hybrid. He's a dog hybrid. Talking British dog hybrid. Hey, these visions that I've had that involve John Oliver have been so confusing for me, because I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm a content creator. I do think that as a writer, I would have helpful content to provide should he want to do a show on dissociative identity disorder. I think that would be amazing. I've done research on AI. I don't know what I would be able to provide helpful content, but like, there are a lot of things. There's a lot of interests of mine and interests of his shows that overlap. And as a writer and somebody who is, hopefully professional enough for people to take seriously, sure, that's part of my like dream job, dream boss. But now that I have, it gets complicated when an alter was formed based on the idea of anyone. It's a little weird. I don't really want to ever have to. I'm saying it out loud here because the odds of him actually seeing any of my content are so infinitesimally low. I feel safe. I feel safe with you. I feel safe telling you this. Because yeah, I would never want to walk up to him and be like, "Hi, any interest in talking to the the alter that was technically based on you, but not you, just you on Last Week Tonight specifically." And truly, Tony's a protector. So if there is a threat to the extent that this is the beauty of system solidarity and just like taking care of each other. This entire morning, I've just been talking to Tony, and not to be completely like self-aggrandizing or whatever, but it's our fucking system. And Tony literally exists for me so that I do not have to raise my voice. I don't have to yell. I don't have to do anything. And part of like the fight that came out yesterday when I was having we were having couple issues, and because I'm so done with fighting. I don't want to be a person who yells. I just don't want to. I don't like, as a system, we all kind of had our role, and really and truly, some of us just didn't really do the fighting thing because we didn't want to. And I wanted that freedom. I wanted the freedom for literally anyone else to do the boundary setting. I'm tired of setting boundaries that involve the central nervous system like overload response, which is raised voice. This is too far. This is too much. And to me, raised voice really is like not nearly what we've historically done when we had way worse coping skills with overwhelm. Those of you with autism get it, right? You just get so overwhelmed and it's like, oh no, all I can do now is the thing that I hate doing, the pattern behavioral response that reminds me of my fucking parents or something. That, right? Because Tony doesn't do that. He doesn't yell. No, he doesn't. He's just very, no. And like, we've practiced a few things already because I was like, okay, well, can we go to the imagination land and just like have a pretend you step in instead of he's a protector. He's a fucking protector, and he is here for me. He is my dog man. I cannot walk up to John Oliver and be like, "Hi, do you want to meet your alter that we coexist with? That's basically from the Miriam's Quest universe." I mean, kinda. Ooh, I need to put you in there now, don't I? Don't do that. Oh. When we talk, I really prefer vocalizations because internally is great and is part of just how we do things. But we always used to talk. We used to talk to each other. And are you sure you don't want to be on camera? Tony, come on. I don't want to be on camera. This is not what I'm here for. I am not for them. I'm for you. And to do this when I need to. Got you on camera. I got you on camera. I got you to do it. I know. I'm too much of a pushover. All right. Fine. I'm doing this with my eyes closed because I'm not comfortable with this. I'm not comfortable with this at all. Look, I get that this is how I sound. I apologize. I am not actually based on anyone. You can't sue us for this. It's not possible for this to be anything other than what it is. I'm not him at all. I am literally a based on internal creation because of the fact that when Charlie watched last week tonight, she just felt safe, even though the content was deeply traumatizing. Central nervous system speaking. All right? So I got created. I was tucked into the toy box corner of Imagination Land for purposes of just comfort of the central nervous system, like a squeaky toy. And thanks to the whirlwind of recent experiences and a need for protector, because Charlie got into trans-channel state again. She did not want to. She had done everything in her power to prevent it. And still, the channeled everything from her history simply ignited something that I believe I can stop before it happens again. That's why I'm here. You didn't have a protector. You were trying to do literally everything like a singleton. And you're not a singleton, Charlie. You're not a damn singleton. And yes, I have a lot of his mannerisms. And I will eventually probably not be entirely like this because the longer you are a system together, the more you become your own person. When you're front, you become your own person. I get to have my life with Charlie as her protector. And I don't know what this could mean for you. I don't know if we're going to get sued because of it. I don't know. It's basically just a character according to everyone else, but it's very real for us. And yes, I obviously have no fur because I am an internal only. I only have access to the heart chakra. Nothing below. That is quite literally a thing. I would not be able to walk Charlie elsewhere ever. I don't have access below here. In the body. I don't have access. It is because I am not part of the divine feminine anything, but that's fine. I don't need it. I need this, and I need this. That's basically all I need. And I'm here for her. I'm here for her. And them, but they don't really need me. She needs me. So, did I do it? Did I do the song and dance for you? Can I please get off now? I love you so much. I love you so much. I love him so much. Those of you who are also collective beings, you know, you can self-love y'all's way through death portals to remove everyone who sucks. And you too can just enjoy the fact that you have a protector dog person who, yes, is technically based on not the actual person, because I don't fucking know him. It's from what I saw on screens. Everyone who puts yourselves on screens, it's entirely possible that a person with DID has and can make an internal alter of you because you're a safe person. You're a safe and loving person somehow on a screen. They pick up on it. The body's like, oh, I'll take that template. And then if you do a lot with the Akashic Records and you have Gaia on the inside, sorry, my nose is like really freaking out right now. Then, yeah, things can just get a little complicated, but hey, all I wanted when I woke up and there was no one internally, in April of 2024, I woke up in that fucking psych ward and there was no one inside. It was just me. All I wanted was my family back. And that was not a thing that I could do. Because once they've integrated, they've died. They can't be resurrected. I mean, I said Scout's resurrected, but really it's just the, like, archetype of Scout, basically. Or little. Because what good is a system if you don't have at least a little? Come on, you gotta have a little. A little is like, it's like the quintessential piece of being a collective being. You're perpetually, at least sometimes, like 4. Do you know how stress relieving it is to just let the little run the day or the afternoon or the movie that you're watching? Have you ever watched a Pixar movie and it's your little that's there to watch it? Oh my God. It gets a whole new experience. It's perfection. You go into a store. The store is suddenly a playground because your little is the one who's driving where you're going. And you have the no touching rule, which basically says, look, you can look, but we're not going to let the hands do things, okay? This is purely an incognito, but let's see where you take me in the Target. We're not buying anything. Let's see where you're taking. Look, we're not buying anything. You know, you have that conversation back and forth because, yes, having a little is basically having a child. So, but a child that is on an internal leash. And then you have the dog internally too, because what good is anything if you don't have a dog, right? A dog human that's based on a personal hero. That feels weird. And then of course you got Gaia, who's basically operating in the mom role. So that just means that you get to just be the fucking whatever you ended up having to be to get here. I might not have my family back. I've got them on the mediumship channeled lines, and I can't talk to them all day, every day, because you can't have mediumship channels open all the time, or shit gets weird. And I'm kind of just in a, like, I'm going to enjoy the fact that my new family is not only online, but they're all water-based. What? Being a Taurus Aries was weird enough, but now I'm Taurus Aries with 3 parts water. That feels significant to me. That just feels significant. And I can't even drink water because it would dribble out right now. It's 11/11 as I say that. On the 17th of February. Happy Fire Horse year. Happy fucking Fire Horse year. This is how it started for me. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed about the whole, like, we're not in network apparently. It sucks because I like them. I really like them as a practice. Prezi Dental is the website, by the way, if you're in Hamden and you want a good dentist. Yeah. And what's funny is he went to Tufts, which is where my favorite band, Guster, got their start. And Boston's like a big deal because that's where I was born. Well, okay, Watertown, not in Boston, nearby, but, you know, good enough, you know? Good enough. Sorry, those are just random little, like, factoids about just the synchronicities of life and the it's a small world kind of things. I'm so excited. And I know this isn't exactly content for anybody. I officially don't care. I don't care. This, the writing, the Akashic Records school, the doing the mediumship stuff, all of it has been to get me my fucking family. Fucking did it. I fucking did it. I used rainbow love science to do it. That's just a thing. I'll write it down so that I can show it to you. I don't know why I need to. I'm not trademarking it. Because fuck it. The best science is free. It just is. And I'm going to just put this out there because I'm going to I took a break from Substack. I took a break because I was looking for a reason to just pump the brakes because I was oversharing way too much because I do that on here, but doing it on here just feels better than doing it there because this is shorter, it's much more punchy, I get my whole self involved, and fewer people really engage with it. That doesn't feel like probably a good thing, but this is a really fun way for me to share what the fuck my life is and our life is as I went from a newly formed altar in a DID system that went through a near-death experience, came out the other side of it with several of us online because it was 3. It was you, it was Scout, it was Patricia. With the Marva hammer and body. Okay, so it was 5. Yes. And the only one that they didn't fully take offline was Marva because she was in a subconscious state and impossible to move and the lithium couldn't touch it. But Patricia and Scout, they were supposed to be with me. Marva had to be incognito the entire time, and then she popped back up for like a day before she fully integrated out. I cried for a lot. I cried a lot. Psychiatry, medicine has fucked my life up. Significantly. And doctors really, really love to just say that I have bipolar and that they just throw medications down my throat. Are we stable enough now that would not cause a problem in the event that something like that would happen? It would be fine, but I am not allowing for multi-day trans-channel states ever again. So I'm going to be doing literally everything in my power, and that basically just means no weed. Yeah, that's it. Just don't take weed when you are in the windows of when you're going to be able to have trans-channel states. Yeah, I read the Akashic Records too, and I do the body language. It's body sign language. It's not ASL. Sometimes the ASL comes out, but it's body sign language. Damn it. I told you. You were based on a performer, dude. You were based on a performer. It is entirely likely that you're going to enjoy this too. I don't want to do this part. I'm here for you, not them. I don't care about them. I don't care about you. I'm sorry. I care about her. Do you want me here? At least today. Fine. She calls you consciousness explorers. All right? It's Rainbow Love Science and Consciousness Explorers. I am who you have to deal with if you piss her off. Or I'm who you have to deal with if you piss me off. I gotta work on your angry stare. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. I'll work on it. You don't have to work on things. Just be you. Just be you. Whatever. Just you're here. That's all I care about. Oh, and just in case anyone's curious, yeah, I am crushing hard on this guy. Because, yeah, internals, like, sure, we're family, but, like, dude just showed up. He just showed right on up. And, like, I can't draw him. I look forward, like, if you have read Miriam's Quest, patreon.com/Miriam's Quest, it's in the description. There is a drawing of Lewis, sort of a sketch, right? There's a better one that's coming in future releases. I mean, He doesn't really look like Lewis though. No, because you have darker fur. Yeah. Okay. Wow. I have a crush on my new alter because he's here for me and he's our protector. And this has to be a permanent relationship because he's not going anywhere. No, I did a full reading of his whole timeline. He's here for the duration. I'm here for the duration. He's here for the duration. Scout's here for all until a very specific point shortly before. She will integrate out. Gaia slightly less. Will be staying through Scout. It is better for all of our coherence. Okay. And Gaia will be part of channeling because the entire reason that she even exists is just because it does make channeling easier. It just does. It makes it honestly, anybody who's been channeling for a really long time, you may not know or recognize that you have an alter state that is the channeled entity, and they only front when you're channeling them. But she doesn't make decisions on life stuff. That being said, I'm a vegan because she's here. So like and I do still sometimes have cheese related cheat days. So it's kind of not fair to say that I eat plant-based as much as I possibly can until the just let's have some cheese kicks in. And that is feeling less and less these days too. Hmm. I blame Connecticut pizza. It hasn't been good enough to keep me wanting to eat cheese. So burn. Connecticut burn. Oh my god, I feel so good. I feel so happy. Am I upset that I can't afford the fact that I had to pay full price for 2 cleanings and a fixing of some broken tooth stuff? No, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care that I can't afford what we just paid for this morning. Got my family. Happy year of the horse. Got my family. Yes, it does make the marriage thing even way more complicated. Cuz yeah, how do you date someone that's technically dating someone on the inside? Am I cheating on him now? No. Well, no, because we've already had the open, like, this is what we are and this is what our relationship is conversations. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Okay. What else is there to say? I'm, we're channeling still something that I do, and I do it. Yes, uh, Tony will be coming forward to add to, I suppose, and probably set boundaries with more Akashic record information. Scout, 100%. She is a big, big, big tattletale. So you gotta, like, she's not someone that will be fronting for this. Was using her through Channel State because that is OG Scout, not the current Scout. That is a channeled from the other side realm of Scout and Kristen. Um, they are no longer with us, and the Scout that is in here now, she's actually River. Her name is River. I'm Charlie. She's River. You can see the name on the bottom. Yeah. Our former internal family named us before we ever came out because, yeah, our life's journey has taken some very chaotic twists and turns. And it's obvious. It's so obvious to me that it's all led to everything we've been experiencing the last couple of years and everything that is now and will continue to be. I never saw, I never, they never saw life turning into us becoming some sort of spiritual teacher or person that can do something like read Akashic records and do mediumship. That was never something that was an interest or a curiosity, even really. Um, and especially being an entertainer, that was a kid pipe dream. We'll never get there. No one will ever want to. No one will ever want to see us on camera. Well, no one also ever apparently wanted to read stuff, but hey, we have people that subscribe to us on Substack, and Substack.com/ my fractal life is the main one. At Charlie Morrow. I mean, I can change it to Charlie River Morrow, right? Yeah. I'll probably update that. And then everything I've linked to prior to this will just be wrong. And guess what? I don't care. Don't care. Um, yeah. I'll have to see. I don't know. It might just still be Charlie Morrow because Scout doesn't participate in the writing. So do you want to just leave it? Can we just leave it? Is that fine? I don't want to change stuff. Okay. It's gonna stay at Charlie Morrow. I'm not changing it. I'm too lazy for that. And I did legitimately already put it in places, and I don't want to go think about where it's from or what it is. And Scout does not participate in the writing. She just doesn't. She's 4. She participates in tasting things so that we can try them, in watching movies that are historically things that we have seen, but I have often not seen them. She has definitely not seen them. Tony has not seen them. Gaia has. You've seen. You have. Do not include me in these conversations. Okay. Seriously, Gaia's just for channeling. She's not really part of this. She's just part of, like, your body works best on a plant-based diet, and so she's here to kind of help with that. And just the whole physical everything. Feeling good, y'all. Feeling good. Life is still not externally doing much, but I have a system map. And yeah, any books and things that we publish going forward, including our poetry from the psych ward, it will be published Charlie River Morrow et al. And yes, Scout is still part of the thing. She's just not part of anything with Substack because possible for drawings. We're not going to do the Inklings anymore. We're just going to do My Fractal Life. I'm done with the other ones. They'll stay. They'll exist. But yeah, no, we're not. There were experiments. All of them were experiments. And one of them is still like, there's still a few more that are coming out. Experiment. It was just an experiment to see if anyone liked it. Hopefully whoever likes it takes it and, like, does their own thing with it. It's kind of my whole deal. Okay. I think we've overshared enough. My face is still. It's always really fun to get Novocaine or whatever they actually put in. I don't know. I'm really grateful that you're here and that you're curious about my life and our life as a system. When I started this, we weren't. It was still just me and body, but body is body. We all are me and body. You just are. You're you, and you're the entirety of the vessel that you came in. Because the you is you in spirit. Having conscious awareness. Body does not sleep. You do. Body doesn't sleep. If anything, body may as well be your higher self because it is connected to you on the soul line. And when you check in and tap into your body, you're tapping into your soul. So you're at least 2 entities at all times while you're here in the human experience anyway. And for a lot of us, we don't know that there's more inside. I knew everything there was to know about the psychology world. I really did. And I say it's the imperial I, because it's just easier to talk like that. I'm a writer. I know what sounds better when it comes out. So to those that I offend by not constantly saying we or specifically referring to the exact person who was the holder of all of the knowledge keys to things, I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to talk like that. I'm going to say I, even if it's from pre-2024 and technically was not me, because you know what? System solidarity. What one of you does, you all have to take responsibility for, which is why when one of you is an asshole, y'all need to talk about that shit, and then you need to go do some bridge building back to the person you were an asshole to, even if that person is yourself. And am I a little bit worried about the real John Oliver ever finding out about this? Given my track record and, like, hiddenness in life? No. I'm really not. And you know what? John, sir, if you want to meet and have a conversation with Tony, yeah, he was based on you, but he's not you, obviously. And yeah, systems, we create internal alters of who or whatever is the most helpful. Our suicidal part, his name was Gun, and he was an anthropomorphic gun. And that was what kept the suicide train running for 33 years. And all I can say is functional multiplicity through a spiritual awakening on the ascended mastery path? Possible. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Because, yeah, I'm technically the ascended master. Everyone else is kind of technically going to be integrating out. And then for, like, I don't know, 13 minutes or so at the very end of my life, I'll be like, oh, and it's me now. I'm the only ascended master in here. Because we're doing it as a group. Group ascended mastery. We're kind of doing it as humanity anyway. Why not do it inside of one vessel? If you have the capacity, it's possible. It's fucking possible. And it only killed us once. Because that's what we tried to do, and it was an overload on the body and the central nervous system, and it killed us. It killed us. Yeah. But it only did it once. And we've been through enough now and have done enough training and have enough things in place that we should be set for the actual template that I'm supposed to finish for the body. I'm finishing the body's original template. You know, should be here until about age 88 or so. Angel numbers, right? I love them. Yeah, I had a whole, like, Jerry package, but, like, whatever. The Jerry package is you go out on your 100th birthday, like Jerry from Parks and Rec. That was what I, like, came in being like, that's what I want, because that was sort of what I was aiming for. But then I had a little talking to with Gaia, and she was like, honey, you have the original body template that you have to play out. You don't get to just, like, go all willy-nilly. And I'm like, well, technically we'll see, according to everybody in the spiritual community, because things are changing constantly, and that's, like, many years from now. But hey, I got time. I'm 38. Whatever. And as long as I can manage to not get murdered by people or something else, who cares? I don't care. I've already done the death thing. I'm not scared of death. I was scared of being alone. Internally. Externally, it's just normal. But internally, I was scared of being alone. And not scared, just devastated. So devastated, I did all the spiritual things and quantum physics things to make it not my reality anymore. Ugh. I want to say something corny like systems. Call yourselves collective beings and go talk to spiritual practitioners about how to help integrations and how to talk to astrologers and say, okay, I know that the body is on this template, and I want to know what my template is. Here's what I believe is my origination date, based on the fact that I've been in therapy and I've worked on things, and also maybe talk to someone who does Akashic Records. Like, can I tell you what date? Maybe. I know for myself because I've been experiencing it in real time. That exists in the Akashic realm because everything that you do, everything that happens exists in the Akashic Records. It's the metadata of the universe. Someone like me, I don't have valid ways of telling you that it's completely right because I'm still experimenting with this stuff, and it's kind of a belief system thing too. If you don't believe it, well, that doesn't really matter. You'll get a date, but whether or not it's accurate to the exact altar, that takes that I haven't had the experience to be able to validate that, to be able to tell you with any real confidence that I can do that. But I'm working on it. And if you're a system and you would like to go to my website, soulharmonyconnection.com, look, money's a thing. I would appreciate some. But send me an email. Go to the bottom of the page, soulharmonyconnection@gmail.com. Send me an email and say, Charlie, hi, I'm a system. at least a few of us would like to understand a little bit more about just the whole you can integrate some out but keep others. That sounds like something we want. Do I just like buy an Akashic record reading? And honestly, honey, I will send you a Zoom link. Like, find the time thing. We'll get together on Zoom. We'll just talk with your Akashic records. We'll figure out what can happen, because only thing that's coming out that day is just in your highest good, because that's what every Akashic record reading is. I will not be doing an extraction. I will not be doing an integration. I will not be doing anything other than what is in your highest good. Maybe some light language will come out, which is communication to those who maybe are subconscious. I don't know. I have not had the pleasure of providing an Akashic record reading for a system yet. And that feels deeply problematic to me, but it's also because Akashic record readings are inherently a lot. They truly are a decade of therapy in an hour. And that is destabilizing for systems. I will always be overcautious when I am doing any kind of Akashic record reading for anyone going forward, because I know that. Especially when money's involved. It just creates a whole thing. And as far as payment, I have a PayPal link. When we're done, I'll send you the PayPal link. This is specific to systems, all right? If you have DID and you're like, I think I'd like an Akashic record reading maybe, send me an email. At present, I don't get that many views on these videos. The fact that you're watching this means that you found it or you read, because I'm putting this in my Substack. You watched it. Thank you. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's an experiment. It's all been experiment, and it's all been to get out things that needed to get out and integrated. Because that's one of the ways you do that, is you just tell the stories. You tell the stories so they can leave. That's kind of part of it. You tell the stories so they can fuck off. And you get clear on who you are that is telling the stories, on who it is that is in here, and you make conscious choices about who stays, how. We have found that 5 is the most stable for one human. More than that gets absolutely overwhelming in just the amount of constant shifting that happens in a timeline kind of way. And that's a lot, and we don't need to talk about that kind of stuff when we're having Akashic record readings. I am very grounded in everything that I talk about when I'm with someone else, because I'm here for you. And after we're done, I will send you the link to the recording so that you can watch it again, because you're going to want to. It'll delete itself in 30 days, so if you want to download it, you do that. And in that, I'll be like, and hey, this is my tip jar, because I will work for tips for systems. Because all I care about is helping systems be as happy as I fucking am right now. I am so goddamn fulfilled, and I am fulfilled because I have a family, and they're new, and that might unfortunately be what you have to go through too, but I don't think that's the case. I think that's just what I had to do. And I had to do it so that I could learn how to do it, so that I could help folks like you, like y'all. Okay? So, and yeah, if someone comes out and pisses us off, you're going to get Tony. So it'll be Charlie generally, but we're not above setting boundaries when we need to with someone who has not yet paid us. So, and if you don't pay, you don't pay. I don't care. I don't fucking care. Money will come. I keep talking to it. I keep saying hi to it. I keep saying money. And you know what? I'm doing the thing that all super rich people do and leveraging my debt. We call them credit cards, right? I'm leveraging my debt. Money itself will come. I'm not worried about that. But I am worried about some of you. Just because life is hard enough when you're a system. And now, with everything going at rapid speed, and it's going at rapid speed because people in the spiritual community are praying for it too, because they're having a hard time. So we all have to suffer fast. We should have been able to take the next 30 years to slowly integrate and get to know who we are and take our time. And instead, some of us have had to go right through reality just because I could survive it mentally. to be able to get this shit back online so that I had a biological way of providing information back whenever I need to in whatever dosage I can, mostly on video because that's the easiest way to provide a transmission. You're watching a transmission. You don't even need to have a conversation with me to have already received activation, internal body will handle it integration things that, yes, might mean you have dreams and conversations and realizations about who's inside and who's ready to stay and who's ready to go that you will be able to jot down and take to your therapist the next time you talk to him. Good. And I'm sorry for how chaotic those few days might be. So I can't tell you I'm an emergency response person because I'm not. I don't operate on constantly on this, constantly on that. And if for some reason I can't meet with you because something else is happening in my life, it's just because that's what's happening in my life. You are capable of taking what you've heard from me and what you learn from anything. If you do want to follow the rest of my content, just go look, go see if something resonates. Go see if there's something you want to check in on about before you go talk to an Akashic record reader. And then try it, or an astrologer, someone that you can provide information to who is doing any intuitive work. They'll be able to give you the same kind of information that I could. They probably won't understand the DID thing, but who the fuck does, right? Like, please don't expect for spiritual community folks to really understand DID stuff because they just, in my experience, they really don't. There are not conversations in the spiritual community based on what I have seen and gathered that have anything to do with what happens in the psychology world. And I know that's not entirely the case, but I know there are people who are trying to bridge those gaps, and who gets left behind whenever anything with psychology ends up being part of it? The plural people. We always get left behind, and we always get left in the past. It's time to stop telling people, don't call it this thing from 1996. Fuck them. If that's what they're still saying, that is your way of saying, I edit you out of my life. Bye. You're a collective being. You're a collective being. Y'all are a collective being. Because the beingness is one vessel. You only got the one vessel. That's the case. Functional multiplicity through a spiritual awakening. Easy. I hope. Hasn't been for me. But we're really good at taking lived experience, consolidating it, being a team about then producing medicine. Same way the writers on Last Week Tonight take in the horrors of the world in stereo and research, consolidate it into a show that jumps around from being really serious and painful to take in, and then funny and bizarre, and then, I don't know, you see multiple internet exclusives about Air Bud, and you're like, we picked a good person internally to copy someone from. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to start having, oh, nope, still hurts. Or it doesn't hurt, but yeah. I'm excited to have my face back here in a bit, and I'm so delighted to have this family. Expect more content in general. I don't know that I'm going to get Tony to, no, you're never doing this. I'm not doing this again. Well, he claims that now, but I'm very persuasive with my internal family, so we'll see where that actually goes. Yeah. And yeah, I'm not putting anything else on my website right now. I already updated it. I'm good. But reach out, okay? Just, you're still watching. Clearly something about me resonates with you, and I just want to help. That's all I want to do. And my people are collective beings. That's who I am here. That's who I came back to help. Just gonna bridge some divides that might involve the spiritual community and maybe late night TV, if that ever ends up being a thing. Oh yeah, we're just gonna end this. John Oliver, if somehow you are actually watching this, have watched this, first of all, wow, I cannot believe I actually got you to watch an entire however long this is of my shit. That's impressive. Like, that's impressive. Two, please don't sue. Um, I'm not really sure how you would anyway, and also I can't change it. I can't change it, John, and I wouldn't if I could. He's Tony. He's Tony, and yes, he is technically Tony John Morrow, but that's just sort of an homage, and the fact that, yeah, inside my head, yeah, it's your voice. It's your that you know, but that made for very complicated things. And I mean, I did have visions of this. I just saw it as me being on your show. And if you do actually see this, that does kind of raise the likelihood of me being on your show, which means that my visions were accurate, which means that the whole future-based prediction thing is accurate. And if I am featured on your show and we do meet, there's information from Gaia that is technically for, I believe, you, because it wasn't for internal dog John, who's Tony, who's my protector. Systems have protectors. Systems have littles. Systems do tend to have parental figures. And I'm not going to call myself main because I don't like that. I am an alter like they are. I just inherit the body when they leave. That's more so who I am. I'm sort of the ending. I'm the dot at the end of us. I'm the dot. Have I confused you? Or do you understand more about dissociative identity disorder now? Because there's no dissociation that occurs inside of here anymore. So to call it anything dissociative is... That's my line. That's my physicality for... first means no. Second means, oh, fuck no. And this means I am editing you out of my life. Get the fuck away from me. Kind of. It makes more sense in the context of some of the things that I saw myself do in sort of a Broadway style musical with puppets thing that did end up actually being on your show. Oh God, it's still a vision, isn't it? It's still a vision. Well, if you want to know what that show is, that apparently I did download during a multi-day trance channel state, it came from the other side, and it came from Archangels and Gaia and Galactics, so... What can I say? I'm not like other intuitives. Okay. That's literally it for me. I'm going. I love you. I love you all so much. John, if you see this, I'm the most embarrassed fan you'll ever meet. Mm-hmm. Yep, most embarrassed to meet you fan you'll ever meet. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. But I'm happy. So fucking happy. Ugh. I want to make y'all happy too. Like, on a permanent basis, right? Like, just fulfilled. I love you. We will talk soon. I'm going to stop recording. Okay. Bye.